go. Welcome to On the Attack with Mac Live, a podcast meant to inspire, motivate, and even educate you to go out there and win in life. I'm your host, Cornell Mack. And as always, I am coming to you live Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Instagram, co streaming every week. Let's go. I'm excited to talk to you today. We are going to go over this week's recap, the motivational minute and hear who this week's winner of the week is. I'm geeked up. We got my man Seeds Landscape in the LBC OG in the building. We got John Pick in the building. Les Mo in the building. River Bend Property Maintenance is in the building. We got some people over here on YouTube as well. NBA Stone Salesman is in the building. What is going on tonight? I'm excited to talk to you. We're going to have some open interviews. So if you want to join the show, hop over on YouTube, hit the pin comment, and I would love to hear from you. If you want to be on the show, that's all you got to do. You don't need a computer, you don't need any fancy equipment. You just need to go over to YouTube and hit that link to get down in the green room, and then we'll be able to hear some of your story as I tell some on this week's show. But I'm geeked up. We got Xavier A. Rowley in the building, the outdoor elites in the building. What's going on? If you're on YouTube, you got a comment for me to know you're here. I can't see the people that pop in like I do on Instagram, but it has been a fun day. Thank goodness we had some nice weather, and I was able to get out and do some work because I was getting a little bit bored sitting at home waiting on the snow to come. But we got Thunderbird PGH in the building, Trifecta Lawn Service in the building, Lemire Landscaping over here on YouTube in the building, talking about his multi-force that caught on fire today. Wow. So, hey, if you want to join the show and you're on YouTube, I would love to hear your story. And I'm sure the people on Instagram would too. And if you're on Instagram and you want to be on the show tonight, we're doing open interviews. So if we get more than one person, awesome. If we don't get anyone, I guess I'll just filibuster the whole show. But we are going to hear about this week's winner of the week, hear about what happened with me over the weekend. And I also dropped a brand new YouTube video that just came out about 30 minutes ago. We got Bees Lawn or Bees Grass Cutting LLC in the building. What's going on? This is like our fifth or sixth week or fourth week. I don't know however long I've been doing this thing on YouTube, but we've been doing it on Instagram for over 2 years. And it's always fun to come to you live and have some fun. So, again, if you want to be on the show tonight, all you got to do is be on YouTube, hit the link that is pinned at the top, and we will get you on the show to maybe share a funny story. But now let's get into this week's motivational minute. I'm gonna start having some background music whenever I do this to maybe tug on your heartstrings just a little more because we always need to find some inspiration. And I don't know, I enjoy music whenever it's behind a good word of encouragement from someone. So be looking out for that here soon as I try to make this thing look a little more professional, sound a little more professional, make it more entertaining, but also more informative, and hopefully provide you some sort of value to take into your life, into your business, and hopefully into your future. So this week's motivational minute is not sponsored, but it has been inspired by my man Marcus Tate. And I'll get back to Marcus Tate here in a little bit, but today he called me and told me about something, and we somehow got on to. I always make basketball, football, sports analogies, but that he had to make some changes and to give himself the best opportunity to win. And what I like to call that is taking a shot. If you pass me the ball, baby boy, I'm gonna let that thing go. I'm shooting for the moon because even if I missed, I would land amongst the stars. And this week's motivational minute is exactly that. We are about to go into 2025. It's only weeks away now at the time of this recording. And you got to take the shot if you haven't already. If you're seeing this on YouTube later, you're hearing it in a podcast, and you've been on the fence, waiting, just waiting to put the first step forward to going after your hopes and dreams. Now is the time to do it. You got a couple weeks left, man. Talk yourself into it. Watch and listen to things that are going to help you to believe it can happen because it can. And the only thing that's stopping is you not taking the shot. So take the shot. We're passing you the ball. There's so much information out here to help you win in life. And whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's cutting grass like I do, being a better person on social media, starting some other sort of business, being a teacher, I know a girl who knits. She shows how to crochet things. She has, I think, over 300,000 subscribers. I used to work with her 20 years ago. She's absolutely out here killing it. It's called Little John's Yarn. But she would have never knew that that was possible if she didn't take the shot. And so this year in 2025, I am begging you, take the shot. Bet on yourself. I'm not saying quit your job if that's what you have. I'm not saying that. Take the shot and get something started, because in 2025 we got to be out here living our lives, not just surviving but thriving and going after the thing that's going to help us to be the most successful, the most happy, and enjoy ourselves while we are on this roller coaster called life, trying to get to the gates of heaven. You got to take the shot, otherwise you will never know if it would have went in or not. And even if you take the shot and you miss, guess what? You ain't dead. And so you can take more shots. And there's more people out here that will pass you a different ball if that's what you need. Football might not have been your sport. Basketball, maybe not. Maybe it's hockey. Who knows? But you got to take the shot before you will ever reach your dream. And so in 2025, if I can ask you to do one thing for me, but not just for me, it's actually for you. You will never know unless you take the shot. So right now, me, the Winning Life family, the LBC, we are all passing you the ball. And now all you got to do is let it fly like Steph Curry, baby. And we will be out here rooting you on from the bleachers as you go out and win in your life. Take that shot, man. Take that shot, make it happen. That's the conclusion of this week's motivational minute. I almost lost my breath right there because I just want to inspire you. I'm giving what I have inside of me and speaking life into you to go out there, take that shot, and win in your life. Whew, I feel much better. I hope that you do too. Listen, the Winning Life family is something that is near and dear to my heart. You guys get more and more special to me every week, every video, every YouTube comment, every Instagram reel or TikTok or Facebook reel brings me closer and closer to you, the people who are out here trying to win in life, who want to join the Win in Life family, be a part of the LBC, which is the Light Bringers community, and going out here to help other people to win and get started after their dreams and their destinies. That's what we are here to do every single Monday night and also Wednesday night on the Lawn Care Power Moves. But I enjoy talking to the people who want to win. So again, now that we're done with this motivational minute, I hope that you feel motivated to come on the show and talk to me. Share your light of inspiration with our great community here of entrepreneurs, launchpreneurs, power washerpreneurs, house washerpreneurs, whatever kind of entrepreneur you may be. This is a place for you to be. So I enjoy it. If you want to be a part of someone's inspiration, and come on and join the show over here on YouTube. We got Lemire Landscaping in the building, Van Green Lawn Care in the building, Walker's Lawn Care in the building. Let me post some of these things up here. I don't know who this guy's, but let's go. Lemire Landscaping says, "Yo, Matt, got my Toro Multi-Force that caught on fire back today. Back to the money. Shout out to you. We're gonna get to these winners of the week here in a second. We got Jax Miller in the building, Masters Lawn Care in the building. What's that? CN 11119 or 96. Whitfield's Lawn Care in the building, Chip Dunn Realtor in the building, John Pick, McQueen's Lawn Care, Kenny's Lawn Service. It's only one crack underscore 2600. What's going on, Vinny's Lawn Care and Landscape Company, LGP Lawn Service? What is going on with y'all? How are you doing tonight? Walker's Lawn Care over here. Van Green Lawn Care is in the building. We got people. This is my girl coaches, and I've been trying to talk her into starting a YouTube channel. Absolutely. If you're a coach, there's no better way to get your message out there than to put it on the internet for the world to see. Take the shot, man. Take the shot. It's 2025. It's time to live our life. It's time to live our life. But this week's winner of the week, let's get to that now because Hopefully we can get some people in here. Otherwise, we gonna free flow this thing. So put some comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Tommy with TM Landscaping Services is in the building. That's the 20-year-old Savage. I worked with him today. However you spell it. No crochet, the knit you were talking about. Okay. No crocheting. The knit you were talking about. Hey, look, I'm telling you, look at Little John Yarn on YouTube. I used to work with her. Her name's Alicia. She's awesome, awesome lady. But she just makes crocheting stuff. Now's the time, man. You never know. 300,000 people enjoy crocheting. Maybe you like fishing. I don't know. Create a video about it. The world wants to see your creativity. I know that because the creator created you to be creative. So go out there and create. It's a wonderful world to create in, and people are looking just for the type of creativity that you get, and only you have it. He only gave it to you, and that's the craziest thing about it. It can't get to the world unless you do it, because it was given to you. I can't go in your brain and figure out what God put in your imagination. He only gave it to you, and the only way for us to reap the benefits of the gift that you were given is for you to say it and put it out there. I know sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's a scary thing to do, but someone's got to do it, and it might as well be you. You could be the one. But that brings me to this week's winner of the week. I got some cool banners and stuff now over here that I can flash up here. I missed it for this week's winner of motivational minute, but boom, there it is. This week's winner of the week. I actually have three of them. One is from our community. We got Grandson Sons Lawn Care in here. Lone Wolf 2002 is in here. It says I'm planning to start a small to start small at the start of spring with just mowing, edging, weed whacking, and blowing. That's exactly what I did. Masters Lawn Care. Hey, we got some more people that are just throwing their name into the bucket for winners of the week. So this week's winner of the week, we actually now have four of them, and two of them are going to be from our community. Two of them are from my actual family, and I will let you know who they are right now, and then we will get to this week's weekly recap, and then hopefully someone will want to join the show and we can have an open conversation. If not, I will do my best to entertain you for the next 40 minutes while you're out there doing whatever it is that you do during your day. So let's get to it. This week's winner of the week. So earlier I mentioned my man Marcus Tate, the LBCOG. He hit me up today. He said, "Yo, FaceTime me real quick. I want to show you something." And I said, "All right." I'm sitting in the car waiting for my 5-year-old daughter to get off the school bus. I'll be letting her drive up the hill. I probably shouldn't say that on the internet, but we live on a cul-de-sac. It's not a busy street. So once we get close to my house, I let her drive. It's called being a dad. And I enjoy it. My dad used to do that for me. But anyway, I was down there waiting on on my daughter, and Marcus Tate texted me. And he said, I want to FaceTime me, or I could just send you a picture, but I want to show you something. And I said, okay. So I FaceTime him. And he's like, man, I just want to tell you something. Sometimes I just got to tell my boys some stuff about what's going on. And so he hit me up, I FaceTimed him, and he shows me a picture of a brand new, what he called his first big boy blower, which was a Red Max 8550. Now, I have no personal experience with that, but I do know that that's one of the more powerful blowers that is out there right now at the moment. And my man Marcus Tate, the reason we call this a win is because wins don't matter. The win is in the eye of the beholder. Just like, I'm sure your wife is the most beautiful woman in the world. Well, at least she should be in the eyes of you because you married her. And so your wins are in the eye of you, the beholder. So I would say this. He the 8550, he showed me what he had been using, which is what kind of we all start out with, at least whatever I started out, and I thought that I was doing something big. I went to Lowe's and got the backpack blower, the 150 BTU Husqvarna. And I feel like Whenever you don't know what you don't know, that's what we all do. So Marcus Tate did the same thing I did, and today he had some calls for some leaf cleanups, and he hadn't done leaf cleanups in the past. He was really trying to stay away from them because he knew the limitations of his blower. Unlike me, I tried to do leaf cleanups with that little blower. Wasn't a good idea. Marcus Tate knew that. And so his win today was going out there and spending that cash so he could go out there and blow those leaves and make some more cheese, because we all need to do something when the grass stops growing. And Marcus is down there in South Carolina, so I don't necessarily know if it's going to snow. It will get cold, but now he can blow some leaves and make some money in these colder months doing cleanups for people who haven't got them done yet. So shout out to you, Marcus Tate, the LBC OG, owner of Seeds Landscaping down in South Carolina. Do me a favor and go follow him on Instagram at Seeds Landscaping. He also has a peach orchard, which is absolutely dope, and the peaches are phenomenal. Shout out to Papa Bob, man, and his wonderful wife, my sister Larissa. But Marcus Tate, the LBCOG, out there buying brand new big boy blowers. He also got his truck painted because I talked last week about looking professional and being able to charge more if you look better. Nike charges a lot. iPhone and Samsung, they charge a lot, but they do top quality work and they look phenomenal. Everyone's excited when they open up that brand new pair of Jordans. You get that brand new car and it has the new car smell, and or has that beautiful candy paint like my wife's new SUV. And so when you come out here and you look the part, you can charge what you expect to get paid, and they won't question it because you look like money. It's crazy, man. Look like money. You could go out there and make some money. There's a lot of people out there, they got these professional things going on in their background, and you go follow their YouTube channel because it looks like it's professionally done. At least that's my story. And so that's what I like to go look at, and that's who I'm willing to pay. Not necessarily meaning that the person's gonna be dope, but I know Marcus Tate is dope. And so he's making himself look as dope as he actually is so that he can charge that top price and make that fettuccine Alfredo, as I like to call it. The second winner of the week is over here. He just made himself known, but Lone Wolf 2002 wants to get started. Let me find this one. Where was it at? Red Max Blower. He just so Masters Lawn Care got his snowplow on his tractor today, so he's ready for snow season. So that's dope. He's a winner of the week. We got who else is on here? Who got some wins that they're sharing today? Lemire Landscaping got his mower back, so he can get back to making some more money. He has one of those leaf blowers that the Toro big leaf blower. So shout out to him for getting his mower back. But then my daughter, I went this weekend, which is kind of in my weekly recap. She won her little 8th grade AAU team won their first AAU tournament this weekend. So that was dope. I got to watch my daughter play in her first tournament, and I actually dribbled the ball. This is only her second year. She's only played about 30 games total in her young basketball career, but she's learning fast, and this week she actually did a pump fake, took 2 dribbles, and shot a floater down the middle of the paint, got fouled, and made both the free throws. So shout out to her. Her team won. Shout out to them. And then last but certainly not least, any person I heard before that, and I believe this is going to college is just, preparing us to get into the workforce, showing that you show up to something consistently, uh, long enough. It's basically is what the employers are looking for, because you could have a criminal justice 4-year degree and be working somewhere else that don't eat, as long as they just require a 4-year degree, it could be in anything. As long as you got a degree, they'll teach you because you've shown that you can go through what you need to go through to get to where you need to get to, which is graduation. My aunt, my aunt Terry, we can't call her Aunt Terry anymore because she has shown a level of stick to itness, fortitude, going through the adversity. She's a mother, she's a Navy veteran, she's an awesome aunt. and she graduated with her doctorate degree. So shout out to my aunt Terry, aka Dr. Williams, is what we will be calling her from now on. It's super inspiring to me to see this is the second cousin that I know who has become a doctor. I have a cousin named Sharita who lives down in Florida. She is the director of the obstetrician ward. I'm delivering babies and stuff. So shout out to her. But my aunt Terry now joins those ranks, and she is an educator. And now we will call her Dr. Williams. So shout out to all of our winners of the week. My man Seeds Landscaping, LBCOG, Marcus Tate, my aunt Terry, my daughter's AAU team, and Masters Mowing for getting that new plow. My man Lemire Landscaping for getting his multi-force back so he could get back to blowing those leaves and making that cheese, baby. Let's go. Today is been a cool day. Now I got to get to my little weekly recap. I'll let you know what I did, and then hopefully someone wants to join. If not, I might just close the show. So unless you want me to close the show, get someone in here, join. I would love to talk to you. It doesn't matter who you are. Um, I'd like to hear what you got to say today. So last week I had one snow run. Thank God, this is our third event so far this winter, and now it's 55 degrees today. So that just goes to show you how Mother Nature has had my back over the last 2 years when it comes to the winter weather, plowing that snow and making that dough, which we haven't done a lot of. We have salted those streets. I don't even know what rhymes with that to try and do some sort of money thing right there. I have to come up with something. I don't know. But we went out last week. We did another salt run, which is cool. My salt runs take typically about 4.5 hours to do because of the draft time. That's it. Everything is easy. It takes me about a ton and a half of salt to get through my salt run, which I don't know if that's a lot or a little, but I don't have a ton of accounts that are huge parking lots or anything, so I don't need a ton of salt to get done what I need to get done. But we went out and we got that done, and then over the weekend, like I said earlier, I was able to go to my daughter's AAU tournament. And you know what's crazy? You have to. When I had a job, if my daughter played on I worked every weekend. Every Saturday I worked a double, and every Sunday I worked a either a 3 to 11 or I was off. So I could never go to anything. My daughter would have like, singing things when she was a little girl, and then we'd have like family functions. I'd be stuck at work. My wife want to go to just the small little things of life. I was not able to be a part of that. And I couldn't just call and get off. I actually got to the point when I got towards the end of my employment part of my life where I just started saying, F it, man. I don't care. I just won't show up. And then I'll get my shift covered whenever I need to get it covered. So I wouldn't call off or nothing. I would just get my shift covered and then tell them while I was already on vacation that I'm going and that my shift is covered. Lucky for me, I had a good relationship with my employers, and so they always allowed that to go. And I was a supervisor at one of the houses, and the supervisor of the other house that I worked at was cool with me, so they kind of let that stuff slide. But I was getting to the end where I just didn't care, and a lot of it had to do with just missing the things from my family, and so getting to go see my little girl play basketball. When I was younger, she said something to me a couple weeks ago. She likes basketball now, and I don't know if I've said this before, but she likes basketball, and so, she says to me, "I wish you would have forced me to play whenever I was younger, because I tried to get her to play. She didn't want to, and I was like, I didn't want her to not like her dad because I'm forcing her to do things she don't like. I mean, who wants to have that overbearing parent that's trying to live through their child? I ain't trying to be that type of father. So if she didn't wanna be into that type of stuff, I was like, cool. I'm not gonna force it on her. Whatever it is that she wants to do is what I want to encourage her to do. But it was always this thing that was like missing. which was helping, helping my own kid like no one was there to help me. So anyway, seeing her play basketball now is cool because before I couldn't do that, but I started a business. And this is why I say it's important for you to take the shot. That's why the motivational minute was that, is because when I took the shot, then now I'm able to do these type of things. Now I'm able to get on here at night. I mean, I couldn't have done this a couple years ago when I was still working on someone else's clock and just be on the internet. Yeah, some people do that, but I didn't want to risk getting fired by doing something I want to do on their dime, on their clock, and I'm out here making money. I mean, I think it was kind of frowned upon. It probably would have been frowned upon anyway, but I didn't want to do that. And so, I had to wait my time. But while my daughter was young, I couldn't have been there anyway. I couldn't have been there anyway because I was stuck working full-time job and going straight from that to second full-time job. I couldn't go to things. So I couldn't be there to coach her. I couldn't be there to encourage her in the stands or whatever. And now I can because I took that shot. And this is why I encourage other people to do the same thing, because it's not about, for me, having some big grand business that's worth millions and millions of dollars. It's about controlling my time so I could go do the things that I want to do with my life, which is be around I almost cuss right there, but I didn't, which is be around my family. And I think that's what we all should strive to do, especially once we become fathers and husbands. But even before that, you should be trying to, go out and live your best life. And I couldn't do that working at a job. But now I can. And so I get to be there. We get to watch the film study. We get to do the different things that families do now, and I can adjust my schedule accordingly to be able to do those type of things. And obviously, we're in the off season right now, so I didn't have to do that, but we were able to go out here for 2 straight days and watch some young ladies play their hearts out, and then go out there and win. So that was awesome. And then I talked about my aunt Terry winning, not winning, but I'm gonna get to these comments here in a second. In a second, not I talked about my aunt Terry. She had a surprise party. So shout out to my cousin Tiana who put on a surprise party. And I know this ain't always lawn care and always business. And I hope that is a change of pace from what you normally get when you're out here listening. But my cousin Tiana, also entrepreneurial spirit, this was her first ever party and it was putting on a party for her mom. You got to learn some way. You got to do things for free sometimes. And this was a perfect opportunity for her to celebrate my aunt, her mother, but also start to get something new off the ground. And so now she's starting a party planning business and she built her first uh, photo backdrop. Guess what she said? It took her 4 hours. And then when she was bringing it, thing fell apart. And then she had to put it all the way back together, but it only took her an hour. Why? Because she had a 4 hour experience already. So she had already went through the motions. And the second time, look how much I don't know what the percentage is. I'm not a mathematician. That ain't even hard math, but I don't want to make a mistake on here. But she increased her working capacity by like 300%. I think that's what that would be. I guess I did say the little math equation. But going from 4 hours down to 1 hour, that's a crazy amount of efficiency and just making a mistake after you've already took the shot. So she put the thing together, right? And she missed the shot, but she got the rebound and put it right back up and made the layup the second time. So it don't matter if you missed the shot the first time because you can always get the rebound and come back and take another shot. And that's dope. And now she's on her way in 2025, hopefully, to selling some party planning, building some more things, learning what her value is and learning how to increase her efficiency and how she does different things. So that's awesome. And I got to experience that and see these type of things because I'm starting to see the world just in a different way. And I encourage you to try and do the same thing. Now that you're a business owner or a prospective business owner who's going to be doing these things, then you should try and just get your mind twisted right now and start to learn from the different things that we're doing out here in our regular lives. And then making it applicable to what we do in business, whether it is just being inspired. Because I know I get a lot just from seeing other people do things. makes me feel and know that I can do more than what I'm already doing because I'm seeing other people do stuff. And we have unlimited capacity as human beings. That's one of the greatest gifts that God has given us was the ability to think, adapt, adjust, recreate, create, right? We can continue to do things. We can see other people doing it and now we can do it just by seeing them. And you might not be able to do the things how they can do it, but you could do it your way. That's what makes us so special. So when I see other people do things, or I'm watching a movie, or I'm seeing these different things, like I'm learning, and it feels so good to like take pride in the learning of it because it's things that I actually want to learn. Sometimes I heard this saying one time, and it is true, and I guess it kind of applies here, but that you get to choose your friends, but you don't get to choose your family. For me, when you're in school, you get to choose you don't get to choose what they're teaching you. But now that I'm an adult, and even you don't have to be an adult. If you're a young person, you're seeing this still, do what you need to do in school, but then come out and find an education that actually makes you want to learn. I hated school. I absolutely hated it. I was not interested in any of the things that they were talking about. Once I learned math, how to talk kind of, enough. I didn't care about anything else because it really wasn't applicable to my life at the time. So I didn't see what the value was. But now as an adult, I know what I want. And so now I know where I want to go and actually how to find it now. That a lot of that has to do with schooling because that's what it actually teaches you is how to find the answer to a problem, whether it's through studying or through repetition, like math problems, or studying history, like any all of the other things that we need to learn in school. It's just teaching you how to learn things. And now that I'm an adult, I didn't even know that at the time, but now I understand that now at least I know how to learn and I know how to find things. And if I don't, I know how to put it in Google and ask Google to help me so that they can help me to find the thing that I need to learn. And now I'm just going out trying to figure out whatever the hell as I go and I see people doing things and making it big in all of these different aspects of life, business, whether it's content creation, being a better family person, husband, wife, brother, sister, cousin, whatever the case may be. But there's people out here and they're giving the answers to all of the tests and it's all on the internet. And now that I got this hunger for learning, I'm figuring out that I know how I can learn how to do video editing. Forget the business, because now I could do that. But if I learn how to do video editing and lighting and all of these different things, then I can show the viewer or or tell the listener how to do things with actually a little bit of expertise because I care about it. And I know that I ain't unique. There's probably a million other people in the world who enjoy the same things that I enjoy. All I gotta do is find them. That's all you gotta do is find your community. Like I found you and you found me. And now we're brothers or sisters or brother. Not or sisters, or we're brother and sister. Well, if that's who you are. And I'm happy that we found each other because now we get to win in life together. And learning all of these different ways to make myself look professional so that I could give you a better experience is something that I want to learn. And it's making it fun for me. So I know I'm all over the place right now, but no one has come in to be on this interview today. So your boy just got to talk, and I found out that I'm pretty good at that. My cousin, I'm on Terry's party. I got to sit next to my cousin Shante. She used to work for ESPN. I talked about my uncle Ted before on the show. He was my ninth grade basketball coach. His kids are doing so well in life, just in life. My cousin Rashad is a finance professional. He lives in Philly. He has a wife, two kids. My cousin Shantae, she was a communication broadcast major at Penn State University, and she used to work for ESPN. and NBC. So I was talking to her yesterday at my aunt's party, and it just sort of came up, the me doing podcasts and YouTube videos and things like that. And she was like, "I'm gonna have to tune into your show once or twice." And I was like, "I mean, hey, I would love to." I totally forgot that she had a communications and broadcasting background and that she did all of these things. And so I was just telling her about my lights and all these different things and how I've discovered a talent that I didn't know that I had. As many times as you've heard me talk about how I almost didn't graduate because of a speech class, and now I talk every single week to people. Hundreds of people, thousands of people have seen the videos that I've created, or I think like 20 different countries have listened, or people in different countries have listened to the podcast that I create, but I didn't know that I was going to be able to do this. And then I discovered I had been studying this stuff for over 20 years. I just didn't understand or know that I was doing that by listening to other people talk. When I tell you that I almost didn't graduate because of a speech class, that's because I didn't feel confident in how I spoke. I didn't have a big vocabulary. Every other word was a cuss word or a filler word of some sort. And I didn't know that I would be able to do this in the future. But sitting there talking to her at the party yesterday, it hit me. I've been listening to Mike and Mike in the morning, the Steve Harvey morning show, the Ricky Smiley morning show, Ryan Russillo and Scott Van Pelt, the Dan Lebitard show, Sword and Scale podcast, hell, Brian Fullerton, Paul Jameson, Naylor, the Lone Star Lawn Talk podcast, the Kid Contractor podcast. I've been listening to all of this stuff for 20 years. Chances are you've been doing something too you didn't know. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing. I used to love, I would be so entertained by these people and their storytelling ability and how they never say or and or the or stumble over their words or any of those things. Then I started to hear my pastor preaching at church. And it made me think about all the other pastors that I've heard at different various churches in my lifetime when I wasn't really even paying attention to God's word that they were given. But I noticed that my pastor Buck never, well, almost never says or stumbles over his words. And the reason for that is because he knows what he's talking about. He's been studying the Bible for over 30 years, same as every other pastor, same as anybody who's probably given a seminar, hopefully, or they're super successful and they know what they've been doing for a number of years and they've been doing that. And so they can talk about it without ever having to think because they know. And this is how I tell stories. That's why I don't talk about the business aspect of things so much because I'm currently learning as well. I can only talk about the experiences, and this is why I could talk how I talk about the things that I talk about, is because I know them because they actually happened to me, or I've been actually studying this stuff for a lot of years now. And it hit me as I was talking to her about all of that. And I was just like, whoa, hold on a second. I've been going to school for this for 20 years. And now I've taken the shot and I turned the camera on and I put the microphone. Well, this is a headset, but I put the microphone up to my mouth and I started to speak. And people started to listen. And then they started to share their stories. And it is so dope uh, to be inspired by the things that you see and the people that you see because they're all humans. And I know I'll say these type of things a lot, but ain't no robots out here. They're coming. I mean, Elon Musk is trying his damnedest to make our robot happen, but they ain't here yet. There's just us and you. So you probably have a talent that is just waiting to be unleashed for the world. You just got to do it. because I want to learn from you. But you got to get started, just like my cousin Tiana got started, and you got to stick to it, just like my aunt Terry stuck to it, so that you can eventually win. And I ain't saying this like I'm some damn expert, because I ain't. I'm just a guy in Pittsburgh who turned the camera on and started to talk about the things that was happening for him, and hopefully that they can happen for you too. They will happen for you because you'll get started. I know you will now, because 2025 is the time to be alive and live your dreams. This has been awesome. We got some new people in here. Alan C, what's going on? Dirty South Logging says the trenches lawn care is coming soon. That's what's up, homie. We got a question in here. He says, "What's up, Mac? H Town in the building. Salute my brother." Well, that ain't a question. Salute to you, Lee Walker. How are you? See what else? Oh, we got a GBB says, "Think big, succeed big." Yellow Dog Services. Got my red Mac hat in the truck. I look at it every day, and thank you for the motivation to keep pushing. That's over there on Instagram. That's my man Perry with Yellow Dog Services. I appreciate it. Semper Fi Lawn Service, what's going on with you, Mallard Allen? How you doing? I appreciate every single person that comes on every week, and I hope that this will continue to grow on YouTube. If you want it to grow, you got to hit the like button. On Instagram, you got to hit the fire emojis or the hundreds or whatever it is that you're feeling in the moment. And that's how we can get these things out to more people. I want to open up the audience and hear more stories of our people. I know sometimes it can be a little scary to come on here and be a part of a live show, but I promise you, I won't let you fail. All right. We will make this thing happen together because again, you got to take the shot, man. No one would know who I am. Hell, I might not have even started making content if it wasn't for going on a podcast. I went on a podcast. My homie Brian Fullerton put me on this podcast. Sent him a DM. Yo, I got a cool story, man. Let me get on your podcast, whatever. And I got on a podcast and it opened my eyes to something. I'm gonna tell you something. My heart was beating like a racehorse with a glue truck behind it. I was nervous to talk to Brian. He's a human and he's cool as hell, right? But that opened my eyes because people started to reach out and say, "Hey, and we love your episode on Fullerton Unfiltered." And then I did a YouTube video where I went and got my plow up in Michigan, and my man Brian came through again. He did a video with me of me picking my plow up because I got it from Weingarts because it was the only place within a 6-hour drive that had the stainless steel 9.2 Boss DXT that I wanted. My boss dealer here in Pittsburgh didn't have it. So I drove to Michigan. We did a video. It got, I don't know, like 20,000 views or something. And in that video, some dude in the comment section was like, that guy should have a channel too. And I was like, I should have a channel. Why don't I have a channel? I'm going to start a channel. And I still waited a very long time. That video came out in like October of 1 year or something like that, or November or something of 1 year, of a year. And I waited till the following year, like April or something like that, before I posted my first video. And it didn't even take but 70 videos or less at the time to get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, again, the podcast, people, and I ain't saying this to toot my own horn. I'm saying this to hopefully encourage you because I ain't special and neither is any other person that's out here doing this. They just turned the camera on or put the microphone to their face and they started talking. And we all could be like that. And so I say all of that because I would love to talk to you. And maybe this is the springboard that gets you to go to some other level that you never knew was possible for your life. Like I didn't know that doing this was possible. And even whenever I started doing this, man, I was doing everything to talk myself out of it. The editing's too hard. I got to pay money to get the copyright free music. I don't want to be a copycat and copy off someone else. There's all these different things that can stop us from doing the things that really brings real joy and passion to our lives every day. People say, "How do you wake up and you're like this all the time?" Well, it's because I'm loving life, because I'm doing something that I enjoy, whether it's being on a grass cutting go kart, or got a backpack blower blowing those leaves and making that cheese, or in the snowplow truck plowing that snow and making that dough, or if it's on a YouTube video or a podcast or an Instagram reel. It's fun. And I can have this energy because it's fun and I love it and I'm having fun doing it. Did you get that message? It's fun. Like, and when you're doing things that you enjoy, it's fun. When you're doing things that you enjoy, you won't quit. When you're doing things that are helping other people, you will enjoy it. And then those two things will be fun and you won't quit, which will make you consistent, which will then grow whatever it is that you're doing. So, this whole show was supposed to be interviews, but it turned into hopefully inspiring you to take a shot at something in 2025. If it's starting a new business, awesome. If it's, starting to create content, amazing. Like, I would love to watch your video. I would love to listen to your podcast because God knows, man, there's so many people out here doing it. You might as well do it, you know? You might as well do it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, leave the podcast a 5-star review or, a positive review. I'll say that. I don't want to tell you to leave a 5-star review if you don't believe it's a 5-star podcast. But if it's not a 5-star podcast, do me a favor. DM me on Mac_landscaping on Instagram. Let me know what I can do to make the show better for you because that's what I'm doing it for. You, the person who's watching or listening. I hope that you enjoy the show. If you do, you feel like you get some sort of value from the show, it goes a long way just for the social proof. To go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, whatever podcasting platform you listen to, leave it a 5-star review. If you enjoy these things on Instagram Live or YouTube Live, do me a favor, hit that like button, comment down below because the algorithms, if you like it, they'll show it to more people and hopefully it can help some more people. I would love, again, to beat a dead horse, to hear your story. Any Monday night, I would love to talk to you. I can have up to 10 people on here at one time. I don't know if we'll ever do it crazy like that, but we could get a 4-person panel going, man. Some usual suspects. If you're one of the people who's always in here and you want to be on the show, I would love to talk to you. Um, at the end of the day, go out and encourage people. That's what the show is for. That's what my that's what my mission is to help people get started. Now we got to get to the last shot. Let me hit up this banner real quick as I try and make this thing more professional. The last shot is this. Just like the motivational minute. Now's the time for you to go after what you feel in your heart, what God has given you to complete in your life, which will bring you the ultimate joy and satisfaction, is to do that thing that you feel called to do. You have to take a shot to go out and do that thing. We will never know or feel or see or be able to enjoy the gifts that God gave you to give to the world unless you go out and take the shot. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I spent a lot of years of my life not taking shots. Those days are over, and I encourage it to be over for you as well. We got to go out here and take the shot because the championship of life is dependent on it. Do not go through your life regretting things. It's almost 2025. You got the rest of your life to live this dream life that you always dreamed about. And it starts with taking the shot. I'm passing you the ball. So is the Winning Life family. So is the LBC. We're passing you the ball. And we're in the crowd also encouraging you to go out there, take that shot and hit it. win the championship as that buzzer sounds on life, you will be a winner. And hopefully, I will too. As always, I love you. I appreciate you. I wish you nothing but success. You got to remember that God created you. The creator created you to be creative. So go out there and create the life that you want. And I will see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace. And now we got to end the live videos. Peace.